most people, if you're an employee at a company, you are at a deep disadvantage on the quality of data that you can find online. So if you just search your, what does an accounting manager in Minnesota make? The information might be okay because that's not like a super dynamic talent market, but it's also going to be very incomplete. What I mean when I say we're looking at the same sets of market data is there's really a handful of big consultancies who collect this data directly from companies and act as a referee, basically, right? Because what I can't do, what is illegal for me, is to call up my peer at Apple or any other company and say, hey, what are you paying your software engineers right now, right? That's an antitrust. That's a big problem. It's not really done in our field. But what we will do is we participate in what's called a salary survey. And so, usually once a year, maybe more often than that, companies will submit what's called full census data of all of their employee pay information. It's scrubbed of confidential, identifiable information. And we sort of all the companies will effectively agree to a set of standards. Like, here's what we agree a director is in accounting, a manager in marketing. And then here's the people that we sort of benchmarked to this set definition that we're all using. And so the third party company will take that, aggregate it, and then report it back. And so we say, well, you're paid competitively to the market. We mean against salary surveys. There are a lot of sort of interesting startups and companies that are moving more towards more frequent surveys or employee reported data, all of those kinds of things. So this world is getting a lot more interesting as far as data sets go, but historically, forever, and still the primary way that companies are setting their data is coming from a handful of survey vendors.
Okay. So my coming to HR or to someone like you and saying, I'm underpaid, you will know whether there's some accuracy in that or not accuracy in that. Okay, fair enough.
Absolutely. And I'll say it's always interesting to hire people for like my team, for, compensation team, or, if I make a job change, like there's really no negotiation because like I know I'm talking to another comp person and I know we're all looking at the same data. Right. So again, like it's one of those things. It's like, well, we both have the answers to the test, and so that level of transparency just makes the transaction quite easy.